As you're healing from narcissistic abuse, you're going to notice changes taking place in your life. Not only will you notice these changes, but your old friends will notice these changes as well. Your old family members will notice these changes. Everybody who you used to associate with will see the changes taking place in you. And as a result, many of them will drop off. They'll stop coming around. And if you're not careful, you can see this as a negative thing. You can look at it as they're leaving you because there's something wrong with you, and that's not the case at all. I want to help you to transform your mind about what's really taking place so you can look at this as a positive thing, so you can see this change as working for you, not against you. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Before I get into this message, I want to let you know that I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments. In addition to that, I started a 5-week program where I work with you daily to get you from where you're at in pain and chaos into a place of healing and beyond. You can find out about that down below in the description after this message. Now, we're talking about the changes, the transformation that's taking place in your life, which what you notice is people are falling away. People who used to come around you all the time are no longer coming around you. Your old friends. And it's very discouraging. Again, it plays into feeling lonely. It comes into this idea that perhaps the narcissistic person, the abusive person who told you you're not valuable, you're not worth anything, you're the toxic one, you're selfish, you're judgmental, all of these things bombard you. And you can start to question yourself and ask yourself, are they right? Is there something wrong with me? Is that the reason why people are turning their backs now? This is a very negative way to look at what's taking place in your life. I want to help you to understand what's really happening in your life. You've exhausted yourself by giving to the narcissistic person. That, by the way, is not an isolated incident. You were not just exhausting yourself giving to that narcissistic person. You have been exhausting yourself for years, extending yourself beyond what you were ever receiving to everybody. It's a mistake to think that it was only the narcissist who you were pouring out to. The reality is the narcissist in your life lucked out when they stumbled upon you, a person who was already used to being a giver and giving and giving nonstop, never really learning how to receive, never really learning how to balance that out in equality to make sure that you get what you need in addition to giving out of yourself. The reality is we're not made to continuously just give and give and give because you will run dry. Nobody can continue just to take water out of a well without water going into that well. You and I are no different. And if you find yourself in this position of being a giver in life, you're in trouble. Because not only are you exhausting yourself with all your friends and your family, but a narcissistic person will come and will absorb all that at a rapid, alarming rate and take everything that you've got with so much speed and so much force and so much drawing power that it just takes it all out of you. And when you have nothing left to give and you're broken, you're going to notice that not only has the narcissist demeaned you, devalued you, now kicked you, told you that you're worthless and they're out, but now your friends, your family, the people who would also come around because of what you did, what you offered, now they're no longer coming around either. Why? It's not because you're toxic. It's not because you're judgmental. It's not because you're selfish. It's not because you're any of the things that narcissistic people or bullies try to make you believe. It's because you're no longer giving them what you once did. You're no longer just serving them. You're no longer just the yes person, the people pleaser. You are naturally, because you are worn out, you are now in this place of, I'm done and I need something in return. And what you're really seeing now is all those friends and all those family members, they weren't interested in a reciprocal relationship. They were never in it to give into you, to pour into you, to listen to you, to be there for you. They were only around because what you did for them. They only came over to visit you because of how you made them feel. And only you know how you would serve these people. Only you know what you would do for these people to get them to stay. Nonetheless, you're in a place now where you're no longer doing that. This is a very radical time in your life because you're going to see these people drop away. And you're going to discover in this time who's really for you. You're going to discover in this time who really cares about you. You're going to discover in this time if any of them ever did. Now, I know it feels like a bad spot, but you need this spot because you have no business latching onto and hanging on to friendships, family members, relationships where there's not mutual, reciprocal concern, care, and balance. So allow these friendships to break away and fall. Allow these relationships to shed. Allow whatever it is you believe in, God, to prune you. In other words, it's the cutting away of dead branches that were hanging off of you, taking what you had in life, but not allowing you to grow. Dead branches. This is really what's going on. And I'm not telling you this because it's going to feel good. I'm not telling you this because it's going to put a smile on your face, because it's not. When you have to face the reality that you have been a yes person, you have been a people pleaser, you have done nothing but pour into others, and that's why people swarmed around you. When you come face to face with that, that's a hard, difficult thing. It's very hard to finally face that these people were around because of what I did. And at the end of it, when I provide nothing, I have nothing. So this is a time where you need to sit, accept these things as part of your healing journey, by the way. All of this is a part of healing from narcissistic abuse. This is all part of the awakening, if you want to call it that. You will launch into new relationships in the future, I promise you, but they're not going to be pointless, and they will never again be one-sided. You will never again be the yes person, whatever you want. You will never again serve and give to others without getting what you need in return. And so your friendships are going to look a lot different in the future, but you need to allow the relationships that are going, you need to allow these people to excuse themselves. You need to allow, so to speak, the garbage to take itself out. And basically that's what's happening. And thank God they're taking themselves out as opposed to having fights and arguments and more demeaning encounters. It's demeaning enough once you find out that people don't come around you because you're not giving to them something. That's pretty demeaning in and of itself. But it's worse if they start being abusive. So just allow them to fall away. Allow the dead branches to fall. And understand that the only reason dead branches fall is so that you can remain standing, so you can grow, and so you can grow new branches. And this is where you're at. The difference is as you grow new branches in your life to replace the dead branches, the new branches are going to be fruitful. They're going to be blooming. How do you make sure of this? Well, you're going to make sure that these new branches that you connect to, these new relationships, you're going to find a way that it is mutual and reciprocal. Again, gone are the days of you pouring out with not receiving anything in intimate relationships. You'll have plenty of opportunity to pour out to people and not get anything in return, but it's not going to be with people in your inner circle. It's not going to be with people who you really care for and who care about you. You're going to make sure of that. So I hope that this helps you to understand this process. I know it's pain. I know it's difficult. I know it can seem lonely, but this is a good loneliness for you. It truly is. It's a time of growth for you. It's a time to eliminate the old, cut away the old. A lot of this is letting go of yesteryear, right? Looking forward to what's to come. As I said before, I'm available for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access to my calendar for one-on-one appointments. FaceTime, WhatsApp video calls are available. A 5-week program where I walk with you daily is also available. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We.